somebody who got a big rousing applause the last time he was in Vancouver would be Rory MacDonald. But, Sean, he's no longer a member of the UFC. He's now a member of Bellator as he expressed his right to free agency. He was out of contract with the UFC after his loss to Wonderboy Thompson, and he has signed a deal with Bellator that was first reported by Flow Combat. What are your thoughts on Rory going to the number 2 promotion in mixed martial arts?
I mean, look, go get paid, man. I mean,
that's my first thought.
He wasn't going to be. There's an issue there with MacDonald, and maybe he can get it settled. But that nose has become a big issue.
It's a big issue,
and it wasn't going to happen in the UFC because you weren't going to get any big money fights, and 2, it's just better to go to Bellator, start fresh. Hopefully, you get some good paydays and you don't get any more broken noses.
The way I look at it is this: he's lost to Robbie Lawler and Wonderboy Thompson in his past 2 fights. Rory has not lost his skills in the octagon. He's lost to the welterweight champ and number 1 contender for the welterweight belt.
Well, no, but also, I mean, the fight, it wasn't that bad until he got stuck straight in the nose. It just went straight downhill after that because he couldn't breathe. I mean, it was just a mess.
And he took a long time off after that Lawler fight. Like a long time.
I think it would have been healed.
You would have thought it would have been fixed. And I don't know if they did the surgery and it just broke again, or they're going to do a different surgery this time around to fix that nose. Because if you're at the level that Rory MacDonald is and your fight career is derailed by a shoddy nose job, you need to spend more money on the surgery or you're toast. Because anytime you get hit in the face, you can't breathe, it's over. Like this kid is one of the most dynamic fighters to watch. People called him Mini GSP because of his technique. And to see him go down those 2 fights, it was depressing a little bit. But now in Bellator, he's going to get his money, which I'm always for fighters, players, athletes, always going for the most money. You should never get angry at somebody for trying to better their living.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Especially at this point for Rory, because honestly, let's break it down. Because we just said, with Cerrone's 8-fight deal, yeah, he's great. He signed 8 fights, but UFC can kind of
do whatever they want. So now you're Rory MacDonald. You sign this deal, and now you get cut. If you lose another fight and your nose gets busted, are you still the same commodity to Bellator? No. And we did a 3 and out on the website on the fullmountmma.com previously about this and how winning this fight would be huge for his free agency stuff, and he lost. And the UFC declined to match what Bellator was giving him.
Yeah.
So now Rory's in Bellator. You're looking at possible matchups against MVP, who we last saw crushing Cyborg Skull in London. And maybe you're looking at an Andrei Koreshkov. I mean, he's the welterweight champ in Bellator. So, you hotshot Rory, who's been number 1 contender essentially for the past couple years, and you give him a shot at the Bellator belt, which I have no problem with whatsoever. It's just very interesting to see. He's the biggest name to jump ship in this new era of free agency. And
but again, don't we say this each time, though, is like with the Benson Henderson thing. UFC wasn't going to use them.
No.
So it made sense. Were they going to use MacDonald? I don't believe so.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they pick and they choose. Again, Cerrone, he's winning. He's a name. They went after him. They got him. So they're picking and choosing who they want. If they want him, they're going to get him. I mean, let's call it what it is. If they want to keep you, they're going to make it worth your while.
Exactly. And if not, Rory will go fight in another promotion and hopefully get more money. And that's it. That's the way the free agency game goes. And I like what's happening in regards to that. And seeing fighters get these free agency paydays, to me, is what the sport should devolve into. But because of the fact that UFC is the biggest game in town and will continue to be the biggest game in town by a country mile, we'll see if this continues. But if we see other promotions getting kind of filled up with some talent, then those promotions can flourish as well. We're all for more good fights, and that's what free agency can do.